In this video, I'm going to show you how to sort through the playlists to find the most quality playlists for your genre, for your music, so that you're not wasting time sending emails to these playlists that are not going to reply to you, number one, or playlists that are not very relevant to your music. Either they have songs that are very different from what you make, or they have songs in a different language even though it's the same genre. So all these things are factors we are going to take into consideration. So if you've watched my last video, then you'll know that I downloaded 2 compilations of playlists from the Playlist Supply tool, and that's what we are going to be going through today. I just want to show you guys what my process is like selecting playlists to reach out to and sorting out the ones that I don't want to reach out to. So this is the first compilation, and then the second one is this one right here. So as you can see, some of the playlists have been highlighted. I didn't go through every playlist on this list because what I wanted to do was give you guys an example of how I go through the process. So I selected the first 15 playlists, and then I decided to highlight them in 3 colors: red, orange, and green. Red to mean definitely no, we're not reaching out to that playlist. Orange to mean maybe, comme si, comme ça, 50-50. And then green to be definitely a go. And I'm going to be telling you guys the reasons as to why I selected the playlist that I selected the way I selected them. So let's start out with the red. Here you can see the first 6 options are red. The first one here, or rather the first 5 options, the first one here has this Spanish title, as you can see. It definitely checks the box of being active. It was, by the time I downloaded it, it had been updated that very day, so 0 days ago. And then it has a low number of songs. Another principle for me is that the playlist that I reach out to needs to have at most maybe 100 songs. That's 100 songs, that's when I'm pushing it. But 50, around 50 makes the most sense. So it checks that box. And then the followers, 3,568, which is a substantial number. So why would I mark it red? Because when I went and actually listened to the songs on the playlist, I found that a lot of them were in Spanish and my songs are in English. So I didn't feel like that audience was right for me. Now, what I was doing was, after I open this compilation, I come and select a playlist. I copy it, and then I come into the web browser, or you go to Spotify if you have the app open on your desktop, and then you come to the search feature. So I paste it, and then it brings me the playlist that I'm looking for as a result. Once I click on that, I go and listen to the top 5 to 6 songs to see that the vibe matches the song that I want to market there. And if it does, then I highlight it green. However, as mentioned, these were mostly Spanish songs, and I don't feel like that is my target audience. So I marked it red. The next playlist that I took a look at was this Drake Central C on the Radar Freestyle Central C UK rap playlist. Now, this was not an actual playlist. It actually revealed itself like a podcast episode on Spotify. So I'm guessing when Drake and Central C did their On the Radar freestyle, someone went and created this playlist for it to reflect, and it doesn't really have any music. So that's why I marked it red. Here with the Rap UK 2023 Chill Rap, this didn't have an email address. So while the songs on the playlist itself were fire, there's no way I could reach out to it. So that definitely highlights it as red, obviously, because it doesn't help me in any way. So those are some of the examples as to why I would red mark something that seems to check all the other boxes that I'm looking for in terms of followers, in terms of number of tracks, and in terms of when it was last modified or it being active. Now let's talk about why I selected some as orange to signify that I'm not very sure about reaching out to them. This first one here is Drill New York Study, right? So this seemed to have all the makings of a playlist that was suitable for me from the name. And when I went and checked out the playlist, what I found is that it has an assortment of songs. It has hip hop, it has R&B, it has drill, and I wasn't very sure that's what I want to add my song to, a playlist that I want to add my song to. So I was iffy about it. However, I like the fact that it's active as shown here. I like the number of songs that it has, and then the number of followers are not so many, but they are a good number. If I marked it orange, the likelihood is I would reach out to them, but also there's the option of not reaching out to them depending on if I go and take a look at the playlist again and I'm not feeling it, then I'll just not reach out to them. So the next one here is sad rap. Now for sad rap, the first thing that made me iffy was the fact that it's called sad rap. The song that I want to promote through this playlist is not a sad song, right? It's an upbeat, energetic song. So that was the first thing that got me questioning. The second thing is the fact that once I went and searched in Spotify for this particular playlist, I failed to find it. So I typed this in. Sorry, I typed that in and then I added the name as well, but it failed to give me a result of the actual playlist. So even though it does have an email, I'm not very sure of the songs that are on it because I haven't seen it. However, I might reach out to them still just to play all my options to make sure that I am using all the opportunities that are presented to me. So that's why I labeled this as orange. Now let's talk about the green. The playlists that are highlighted with the green are those that I felt matched the vibe of the song that I want to promote. They have been active in the last few days or even on that very day. Here you can see it's 2 days, and then the number of songs are not that many. Here you can see 42, and then it has a few thousand followers. Even though there are a few hundred followers, it still makes sense. Now most of these playlists here, they had hip-hop, R&B, drill, most of these green ones that I've selected. But when I visualized someone listening to the playlist, going through the whole thing, I could actually see them get to my song and not feel like it's out of place. I feel like my song would provide the perfect segue for whichever song was before it. So that's why I selected it. And that is the same criteria I went by on the second playlist here, on the second compilation of playlists. I went ahead and selected them according to these three colors as shown in the last compilation. And another thing maybe I can mention that was making me select some as red was, for example, the number of songs, right? Other than the fact that here the genre is definitely not what I'm looking to promote. Here it's pop songs. I'm looking to promote a drill song. So that definitely X's it out. But then we take a look at this playlist here and we see, let's look for a playlist with a large number of tracks. Here you can see UK drill mix. Now while this had many songs that were of the vibe of my song, the one thing that threw me off was the fact there are 461 songs on the playlist. Like, no one's got time for that. Who's going to listen to 400 songs and care about each song? So I want to reach out to playlists that I feel will give me the best chance of speaking to their audience, giving their audience a chance to listen to me. So that was my criteria for selecting playlists. Now, the ones that are in green and yellow are the ones that we are going to be, or rather green and orange are the ones that we are going to be reaching out to. In tomorrow's video, I'm going to be creating a pitch that I'm going to use to reach out to these playlist curators. So I would like you guys to join us for that video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you want to use the playlist supply tool itself, I have the link in the description. You can also just use your browser to type in www.playlistsupply. And it will bring you the result. Until next time.